There's several different methods that you can go about tuning your guitar. Probably the best thing for a beginner is to just buy what's called an electronic tuner. They either sense the vibrations or they convert the sound into actual notes or pitches, and they're relatively inexpensive. An electronic tuner may go from $10. Of course, you can spend $100 or maybe even more than that on a tuner, but most people are satisfied with a $15 or $20 guitar tuner. So you might want to check with your local music store on that, because it really simplifies the process. If you don't have a guitar tuner, of course, if you have a piano, you can tune it to a piano if you understand what the notes are on the piano. Another system that you can use is you might call it relative pitch or whatever. If you know the pitch of one string, say for example you know that this note right here is supposed to be an E note, that's the 6th string open, you can take and run up to the 5th fret, and on the 5th fret it becomes an A. Well, it just so happens that your next string, the 5th string, when you play it open, is also an A. So they should sound the same. Here's you start with your E note. Now let's play the A note on the 6th string, 5th fret, and then you've got your 5th string open. See how they match up? Okay, now the same thing happens when you go to the next string. The 5th string open is the A, and then you've got the at the 5th fret it becomes a D, which matches the 4th string open, which is also a D. So they should sound the same. And then when you get to the next string, which would be the 4th string open, it's a D, but when you press it down at the 5th fret, it becomes a G. So that's a G, and the 3rd string open is a G. So they should sound the same. And then when you go to the next string, it's a little bit different from the others. Instead of going to the 5th fret, you go to the 4th fret. And the open 3rd string, and by the way, when you're counting the strings, you always think of the little string as the 1st string and the big string as the 6th. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, so the 3rd string, instead of playing it on the 5th fret like we did the others, you want to play it on the 4th fret. And that matches up with the 2nd string open. So they should sound the same. And then after that, you go to your 2nd string, 5th fret, which it's an E on the 5th fret. It's a B string open, but it's an E when you play it on the 5th fret, and that matches with your 1st string open. Okay, so that's a way that you can tune your guitar. You'd kind of, it looks something like this. Okay, now if it just happens that you have a string that's out of tune, you're going to have to turn your tuning keys in the proper direction. And the proper direction depends on which side of the guitar you're on. Actually, there's even some guitars that have all the tuning keys on the same side. But most guitars, there's 3 keys on one side, 3 keys on the other. If a string is too low, for example, I'm going to flat or lower that string right there. Okay, now what I did is turn it a little bit counterclockwise. What I need to do, because I lowered it, is I need to make it go up or raise the pitch, so I need to turn the tuning key clockwise. That's going to be about right. Okay, so anyway, there's a process that you have to be aware of which direction to turn the tuning key.